Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness meets entertainment in color. I'm your host, Chantel Francis, with my co-host, Tamika Francis. How are you after watching episode 9 of Love Island USA, episode season 4?
I'm still watching.
You're still watching?
I'm still watching, so there's that. Because
I didn't know you didn't finish.
No, I did finish. I say I'm still watching because if Zeta had went home, I would have stopped.
Oh, you're still watching the show. You are still going to continue watching this show. Get you. I'm still watching this show as well. I am here for Zeta's energy. She is a star. Like she just gives me the vim I need. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, for instance, there's a couple of podcasters, like, I know when something happens, I'm like, oh, I got to go hear what they have to say because it's just going to make me feel good about how they express what's going on in certain situations. I feel like Vita says what I want to say. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to say something and people are going to take offense to it, but I think she might outdo Ekansu. I think she might out Ekansu in that I feel like she's absolutely genuine in everything that she does. And Ekansu for me came off a little actressy when she started.
Sure.
In the game.
Well, we might have thought differently about Zeta, though, if she came in as a bombshell, or differently about Ekansu if she came in as an OG. But
that girl cried tonight flawlessly. She got angry. She got stirred. She stood her ground, and she looked flawless doing every single thing
she did. I'm like, you know what? They probably said leave the villa when they weren't sure if Zeta was staying, but when they found out Zeta was going to be staying, they're like, dump from the villa, and that's why they knew Tyler was going. They didn't feel like saving him because that would have been disaster if she left the villa. Disaster. Yeah. This ended up being an excellent episode, and I was like, I don't know if I can give like the producers credit because like I started this episode when they were up there and like they're just standing there and we're hearing all the different couples going on, and I was feeling sick. And like I know that they had to go and do devil's advocate and like say pros and cons to keeping both people, but hearing them like even contemplating not keeping Zeta, it was just disgusting to me. I was like, this is so gross. I can't even listen to them entertain it. And when they started talking to her and like each couple was standing up and the first couple was Deb and Jesse, and I was like, if Deb does not save this woman, like I don't think I can even watch the show. Even if Zeta stays, I'm like, Deb, like that would be so bad. And she didn't though. And when Zeta just started crying, I was crying with her. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be crying right now. I'm going to have to go live right after this. I don't have to fix my makeup. I'm like crying with Zeta standing up there. And she's just like, after everybody's going, she's like, thank you. So Deb and Jesse go. Then Andy and Sydney, they both keep Zeta. And she's like, thank you. And Courtney and Felipe, they say thank you. And the things that they're saying about her, it was basically that, like the villa wouldn't be the same without her. And that is like definitely the truth. And I hope she really heard that. Like she was saying thank you, like receive that, like she is this season.
The crazy thing is how Courtney and Felipe give the best fucking speech tonight.
Mm-hmm. How? She's a Gemini. No, she's a Sagittarius. He's a Gemini. So like, I'm so high on Courtney right now.
For real? I'm like, girl, you turn back around. I'm back in your court.
I'm like all for her, and like we're gonna talk more about her in a little bit. But no, like,
I agreed with Felipe in their argument, but
I don't.
But oh my gosh, like I feel like Maddie and Andy basically said what they said because they realized they didn't have the votes with. I think they.
But like, I feel like Andy was also really championing for Zeta because I think that he recognizes Zeta is a really positive person like it's good for in the villa, and Andy probably still wanted the chance to crack on with Maddie. So,
well, yes, that I think. is why his vote was probably towards the end that way. But I also, him saying what he said about, like Zeta not necessarily allowing Timmy to explore his connection with Bria kind of pissed me off.
Mm. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jessica. Hi, ladies. Good episode. And Zeta was on fire tonight. Yes, it was a good episode. They were like, I don't think they needed to do the twist this way, but they did get me to experience every single emotion. So if that was what their mission was, they got me at some tears at the beginning and some anger. And then they got me hyped. They got me like I'm so behind Zeta. Like, I need her to just like take down this villa. Like, Timmy, you will, yeah. Like, I just want her just like destruction, like in a positive way, of course. But like, I just need her to like rise. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but like, I'm so backing the big Z energy, big Zeta energy. Absolutely. Like, set the damn villa on fire, because like Timmy can't handle this. And I think at this point she doesn't even care if she gets him back now. You know what I mean? Like, she's just gonna do her.
That's gonna be a problem for him, because he's not staying with Bria. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to those two. Hi, Dana. Thank you for being here. Oh, yes, big Z-E. Love the shade of tonight's episode, and she was within her right not to want to be fake nice with Bria. Move around, girl. Oh my God, realize when I get to my Bria thoughts. Oh Lord. Hi, CJ. Yes, I'm sorry that it's a little bit late, but Big Brother was on late tonight, and I'm really invested in that story. Another story of another like gorgeous Black woman that was treated wrong but got her vindication episodes, these last two episodes. It's been, I just didn't want to ruin watching that by being spoiled already. So that's why we are late here today, but I'm so happy to talk about this episode. So happy. So for some reason, I don't know how to mention people, but yeah, she was the life of the show tonight. What do you mean? But yeah, she was life of the show. Mention. Oh, just I think you just use at, and their name should pop up.
It depends on it. If you're doing it for your phone, it doesn't always highlight. If you're doing it from your
computer, yeah, it will pop up.
It does pop up. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny that no one chose Tyler. Well, we didn't see the last couple people because she had the majority at that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nicole, that had to feel super crazy. What? Oh, like, well, I mean, I think he knew, like, he came in at a time where, like, Zeta, he knows that Zeta was a huge presence in there. He knows that how much she really likes Timmy. Like, and I think that he had a feeling that he just didn't have enough time there to enable to be, like, the people that would save. Like, I think that he understood that he was most likely going home. Mm-hmm. Zeta heard everything. She expressed that with the ladies in the dressing room. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say?
I said he should have.
Yeah. Really says, oh yeah, Courtney was really surprised me tonight. I was loving her observation and forwardness with Felipe. Only thing cringe was when she used that black scent about liking the new guy. That's tomorrow's episode. We'll talk about that. I was going to say,
is it a black scent though? Because I mean, she looks a little different, but guys, she could have black in there for all we know. She's changed her entire features.
Yeah, and her hair is seemingly could be a mixed race hair. She could also be Filipino.
Yeah.
She could also be. She could be a lot of things. I'm not sure what her background is now. Do we know her last name? Let's see her last name. Dana says Timmy is definitely going to want Zeta back. Oh yeah. Oh, yes. I already see Zeta in the final. Zeta, hi, Kara. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. I mean, there's nobody. She's the show. I do not care about anybody else right now. I would have preferred, like, if both her and Tyler were here, because I thought he did bring some stuff to the villa. Yeah. But, like, if she was gone, the show's over. Like, what is it going to be run by Bria and Chaz? Like, they're going to run the show? Mm-mm.
Chaz though stepped up for me this episode.
I like Chaz. I think he's sweet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm on my phone, so that must be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you use your computer, then you're able to. It usually will just pop up
Yeah.
the person's
Like
name.
usually when I watch Chantel's other shows, I'll put the actual YouTube on my TV,
But then
and then I'll
comment from
have
your
my
computer.
computer over. Yeah, come from my computer. Sometimes my phone, but my phone won't let me at people as cleanly, so I don't always do it.
Yes, I am same for me. I usually am using on my computer, so that is correct. And I usually have it on my TVs, but I comment from my computer. Hello, ladies. I'm awake. Thanks for being awake, Luna J. Oh my goodness. This episode was very good. It was very good.
Yeah.
So we got a big hug from Serenity and Tyler. And so I mean, I don't like that storyline didn't get to be concluded. Like, yeah, like I wasn't sure if they were how interested he was in her or what was going to happen there. But I feel like she deserved to explore it still, and so did he, and ended in a way that would, you know what I mean? Like I felt like that got cut short. It got cut short to see if there was going to be any fallout from Chaz and her being together now, and then him maybe pursuing Maddie. Like there was some drama that was still really waiting to be there, and so the fact that they just like were cutting out the two main storylines, one of them was going to leave. I was like, the other storylines aren't good. So
Yeah.
like, why are you cutting out
It
two
does
storylines?
suck, especially since we're kind of like in one respect, I agree. Like, I really feel like Tyler should still be there to explore those storylines. But on the other respect, I do not think Serenity would have flipped as quickly, solidly into Chaz's camp if Tyler was still there.
But we're talking about drama
Right.
and people.
But again, that's why I'm saying I still kind of agree. But I also kind of just like I need Serenity to focus. I need her focus.
Unfortunately, I think that Chaz is super nice to her, and I think
Yeah.
we'll talk a bit about all the kind gestures that he's making towards her. But I don't know if I see if she even sees any relationship potential in him.
Yeah, I
Like
didn't say that was the case.
I'm
What
just
I'm
telling
saying
you
is
what
that
I'm
they gotta
saying. I'm
move.
telling you what I'm saying, what I feel about their relationship.
Yeah, I just think they need to move her along because I feel like she's been constantly moving from one person who doesn't like her to another person who doesn't like her to another person who doesn't like her. So that's what I'm saying, that I feel like I'm okay with him going to cut off that storyline. It was just her going through what she went through with Felipe again.
Well, Felipe was like in the very beginning, but I think that there was still like she even says it in this episode that they have a friendship. So like the fact that a complete friendship gets to be completely severed for no real reason on a show where you're supposed to be getting to know people, I definitely think it was premature. And I think that she's owed to like at least have explored that full potential and see what was going to happen there. So the boys are chatting, and Timmy does thank them because he wouldn't have felt right if Zeta had left. Like couldn't let, and they were saying that they couldn't let Zeta go. And I'm like, I'm happy that they were putting his feelings also into consideration. Considering
Yeah,
he had been bad mouthing her, kind of.
I wasn't realizing that they weren't going to be allowed to vote in it, so I thought he was going to be able to voice his opinion, but that was good that they understood where he lied at.
Oh, wait, was that the case that they weren't able to vote? I thought that they would still be able to vote.
No, they weren't able to vote.
Oh, so that's why Maddie went, because they already had the majority, but that's why Maddie also stood up. Ah, okay. Yeah. I didn't realize that. So Kara says, I hope one of the new guys is interested in Zeta because she needs a new man. You know what I said about that new guy? Hold on, what did I say? I think I said that guy better be fucking obsessed with Zeta because, like, I said the Italian stallion better be fucking obsessed with Zeta because that's an energy that would definitely make Timmy feel like a type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like her pick is Jeff and my pick is Bryce for her, actually.
I don't know who's who.
Bryce is the Italian. Jeff is the guy with the tattoos.
Jeff's too young for her, but I think he's actually kind of sexy.
Yeah, I just think he's too young for her, and she already said that she went through a relationship with a younger guy that didn't seem to work out. So
So people are thinking that it should be the other way around?
That's because he's black. Yeah.
Oh, you're mad about this?
Like, why is Bryce not a choice for her?
I mean, that's the first thing that I said. I'm like,
That's what I thought.
Italian guys, most of them love black women. So I was like, that could be a perfect combination. And I think that they would look really good together. I think that he would be the perfect person to make Timmy feel a type of way. Like,
Yeah.
I 100% saw that it was. Jess, go and watch right now. Like, Jess, you're going to be obsessed with this episode. Please, please, please go watch. Nicole says, I watched Val on After the Island, and she said that Tyler did pay attention to much. Like, even if he was walking by, his head was straight on. Oh, he didn't pay attention to much. So that speaks to somewhat of his personality.
I'm not understanding.
I think it's saying that, like, he didn't, like, get distracted by things. So if that's what he didn't really, I don't know.
I mean, she says that Chaz, like, listens. So is that what you're saying? Like, he wasn't like listening.
Well, I was always saying that he was never making eye contact with, like, Serenity whenever he was talking to her. And so that's what made me feel as though he wasn't necessarily interested in her. And so maybe that's what she's meaning, is that, like, that was part of his personality, that he didn't focus on things. I don't know. I have to watch that. I mean, I don't know if I want to watch them, but
I'm not watching them. So thanks for relaying the code.
Jessica says it was a waste of a dumping. Tyler was bringing more than most of the guys there. Jesse, Andy, Felipe. Agreed.
I said
Jeff is grabbing her ass in the preview. I know, I see that. I mean, both the guys are going to make him feel a type of way, but, like, I think that a better fit, somebody a little bit older than her, like, and him being white, would be a person that would stir up the most into me, I would think.
I agree.
Both of you guys are cute. I'll admit, I thought that Jeff would go for Zeta. I like that Bryce is older. I don't, like, when I see Jeff, he seems too juvenile to me. I think he's very cute. I think he's very sexy. If I was like 20, I'd be like, oh my God, this guy is fire. But as someone that's closer to 30, I would be like, he's so cute. He'd be so good for my younger sister, right?
I think he would. I mean, I didn't really get to see his personality, but he might actually be better.
He had big dick energy for sure.
Yeah, he might be better with I don't know. Maybe with Serenity or Maddie. I don't know. I thought, like, even the kiss that I saw, I was like, okay, fun. But, like, which one you're going to actually move forward with? I don't know if that's Jeff for her.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but she has charisma, so I can see them both being interested in her eventually, like, when she gets to talk to them. CJ agrees with you, Tamika. Bryce seems like a better. Honestly, not feeling Jeff. I mean, I'm not feeling Jeff for Zeta. I think that he was attractive for sure. I think he has some, like, swag for sure. I would like him maybe to go in and take Deb off of Jesse's hands and get Jesse dumped, because I like his vibe more than I like Jesse's vibe. He's not gonna
get dumped. If he takes Deb off Jesse's hands, Bria's gonna snap Jess right back up.
Oh, and then Timmy would be vulnerable. Imagine, and then, like, oh my god, don't tempt me with a good time here.
I've already figured it out in my head. So
in your head, you think that Jeff will go to Deb, and then Jesse would be vulnerable. Better combination is Bria and Jesse.
I said,
and then
she's not focused on what she needs to focus on, because she's too focused on Timmy, and we'll discuss it later. But I just feel like, I think her and Jess would be a better match, personally.
Kara sees Bryce with Maddie or Zeta. I don't see Maddie yet, but I just don't really. You don't like Maddie?
I don't know about Maddie. I can see her maybe with Jeff, but I don't know about Maddie.
Oh, you didn't do a watch party today, Tamika? In the end?
No.
We're kind of figuring out what we can do, just because Twitch is really on top, or like Peacock is really on top of these streams, and so she got a flag, and so she's not sure how we're going to be able to do a watch party, but we're figuring out a way.
Yeah.
I agree, Tamika. Jesse and Bria would get together. So Bria goes and talks to Timmy a little bit. And like the fact that she's like saying to him, like, oh, like I don't really like getting to know you with your girl looking on me all the whole time. And it's like, what do you expect? They're like literally started dating and you came in and took her man. Like what do you expect her to do? Be like, yay, thank you. Like she's irritated and you know the situation that they're in. So you went intentionally to go in and break them up. And it's fine. You're a bombshell or your brother did it, whatever.
Yeah,
but like
I think I agreed with Zeta. She was using the fact that Chaz chose for her as like a cover, that it wasn't really her fault, and Zeta should kind of like get over it. But
absolutely.
It was her fault.
Yeah, she could have made another choice. She could have made another choice and still get to know Timmy in the villa or whatnot. Like she definitely told her brother that's who she wanted, and her brother gave her who she wanted. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I did appreciate Timmy though when they had this conversation saying that he feels responsible for her feelings, which he should. At this point, they're connected in a certain way, and like having some respect for somebody that you had been expressing care about and saying that how much you appreciate them and care about them. Like, well, like let's respect their feelings a little bit. So I'm very happy that he at least relayed that to Bria.
I agree.
So another thing that he has this photosynthesis analogy that he brings back in there, and he's like, you know, I've been watering this plant and like it's about to bloom, and it's like, yeah, Timmy, like you were watering this plant. Pardon?
I said in somebody else's garden, because he's really messing this up.
Well, no, it's like he's watering the plants, but then he has another garden that he needs to now take care of, and he's not going to be paying any mind to his plants that he's been watering and taking care of. So, but he says he owes it to himself to get to know Bria, and I'm like, sure, it's fine, get to know Bria. And like at this point, I don't care, Timmy. Like if you want to get to know Bria, because the damage is already done, right?
Yeah. I think if Zeta wasn't potentially dumped tonight, it would have been better for what he's trying to do.
That's true. It would make it easier.
Yes, but
because she would just look like she's being unreasonable and kind of bitchy.
Right. But because like she was in clear jeopardy and it was pretty much his fault, it just doesn't help his case for getting to know Bria. And I'm fine with him getting to know Bria, but I think he thinks he can. I kind of feel like Cinco did the same thing to Cash. Like he can switch sides, and then he could come right back when he realizes
that's who he wants.
She's the one I want. I still want that energy. You can't pull somebody's energy and then be like, okay, I really like your energy, but I'm gonna test this energy right here, and then expect you're going to get the same energy when you come back.
Exactly. It's very simple. Like if you don't want things to change, don't change things. Right. Like, you know, like she's not going to be treating it the same way if you weren't valuing what you guys had and we're taking a risk on exploring that, even without knowing that there might be other potential opportunities out there. Like that is kind of what the risk of relationship is at a certain point. It's like, okay, do I risk the fact that there might be somebody else out there for me? Or do I want to put my energy and water this plant of a relationship? And I mean, he's still pretty young. I think everybody under 30 is still pretty young. And so I understand him and being on this show, being like, let me see what's out there. Like they're going to have all these temptations and bombshells come in, and it is temptation for everybody. And so I get it. But also, if you're like actually looking for a relationship, you wouldn't want to fuck it up.
True.
I don't think. I wouldn't want to. If I found somebody, I mean, it's different between men and women, obviously, but if I found somebody in the villa that Do you know what? Hold on. I think I kind of did this once. I fucked it up and it fucked everything up. So there was this guy that I really, really liked, and we like hung out all the time, and he was a DJ, and he was only staying in town. This is when I was living in Montreal for a little while, and he was going to be going home soon. And we had plans to go out, and this guy that I've always had a crush on, it was his birthday, and he like I just bumped into him when I was kind of on the way to meeting that other guy. Like I was closing down the restaurant, and then I was going to go meet the other guy. And he was like, we should go hang out. It's my birthday, blah, blah, blah. And this guy, I've always had a crush on him. And so I canceled with the guy that like I was kind of seeing a little bit. And I went on and hung out with the other guy. And nothing really came of that, whatever. But the guy that I broke, like I didn't see that night, and nothing ever happened between us, even though we were like, we vibed so well, and like we had such like a good time together. And he moved back to Australia, or he was going to, I don't know if it's Australia or the Philippines, I can't remember where he was going back to. And we definitely hung out and talked over the phone and over Skype for like a year or 2 years, but like we never had that relationship go in that same direction that it was going, because I fully broke off something, that plans that we were having to go and hang out with somebody else. He didn't know I was hanging out with somebody else, but like guys probably figured it out. And I ruined them both, basically. So
I will say this. One thing I do appreciate about this show that I think women do need to learn is that having other options and dating multiple options should be a option for us. And I feel like that is what men do. Men will go date multiple persons, be okay if that puts whatever connection they have going on in jeopardy, eats it, keeps it moving, finds their connection. Whereas women, we're like, oh, this is the best guy for us. Stays with them for however long, and then it wasn't the best guy because we didn't explore the other options that we had around us. And I feel like that is a lot of times our mistake. But I do feel like if you feel it's something super strong, you really should just kind of focus on that, because how else will you grow it?
And also the difference between, I would say, most men and women is that women, like, I don't think a guy would forgive as quickly as a woman would forgive the guy, you know what I mean, for exploring a bunch of different things. So I think that that's also something that kind of comes into play a little bit, just socially, the dynamics of like, it's completely, I don't think like fair at all. Like the guy's allowed to go and sow his oats and do whatever, and as soon as a girl like looks like a different way, all of a sudden she's like a slut or whatever, you know what I mean? So like it's just not really balanced, the way that people are being perceived in relationships. You disagree?
Yeah, but I have heard and read stories where, you know what, the guys eat it too. They take it too. Whereas, they realized their woman was dating multiple persons, and they like either got the X-Men out and then they come back around, they spin the block and then they together, afterwards, or they, realized that their woman was dating multiple people, and they had to step it up. So I just think it kind of like, you have to know what type of relationship you're in to realize whether or not that's possible. Like I said, if it's a super strong connection, obviously I think you do need to focus on it and see where it goes.
So Serenity, being the Pisces, I believe that she is, walks past Timmy and Isaiah in the kitchen. Why are you so upset?
I couldn't remember. I'm like, is she a Pisces?
I mean, I'm assuming so, but she's just crying, and she's like audible crying as she walks by them. And I thought it was Zeta at first, and I was like, Zeta, please don't be crying walking past this man. I was like, no, please don't, please don't, please don't. And then I realized it was Serenity, and so she goes and she lays down on the outdoor sofa, and Chaz comes over and kind of hugs her and kind of gives her some comfort. And so I do appreciate that Chaz is willing to comfort her, even though she's like, don't look at me, I'm ugly right now, I'm crying. But I thought that it was nice that he gives her a hug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it just, you come to a point, you realize everything that happened. Like, she could have lost a friend, but she did lose a friend. It caught up to her.
Of course. I mean, if I were Serenity, I would be upset. But I'm just saying for Zeta, I don't want her to be walking by Timmy to try to like make feel emotionally for you. Like I just don't think that would have worked for him. So, but yeah, fine for Serenity. I got it.
Yeah. I thought the entire thing was kind of cute and hilarious. Actually, I don't know. Now I'm starting to find her funny. Um, she's still not my favorite person, but
No,
I'm here.
not yet. She's okay. She's
Yeah.
okay right now.
Yeah.
Yes, Jess, he did talk about photosynthesis again. He's fine. It's because he's fine. So Rila says on top of that, Bria didn't exude any friendly energy, at least to be sympathetic towards Zeta. So why expect a nice reaction? They always use that it's not friend island line. So keep that energy. Oh, we're getting to Bria. Bria is like, she's such a Scorpio. Like I guess that's what it is.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I like Bria.
She's okay, but I don't really like her.
Bria. I just, she was wrong, but she's a Scorpio. That's all I got from the entire episode. It's like, yeah, she's a Scorpio.
She's a Scorpio, and
she's playing out exactly Scorpio, like I said, and it's gonna be her downfall.
Absolutely. It's not going to work not with this trio because she's with two air signs and like they're not going to play the game that she wants to play. You know what I mean? It just won't work. It's just not going to work because they're not going to be speaking the same language.
She's going to mess up her own game, messing around with these two.
Yeah, she needs to get out. Go into the watery, earthy areas. You'll have a lot more power over there.
She needs to get between the two Tauruses instead of the two Geminis, and I don't understand. She's missing that point.
Maybe she's not into astrological signs, but she needs to be picking up on vibes and energy because, like, she's messing in the wrong pool here. So Courtney, okay, so when they're going to bed, I thought that Courtney was saying to Felipe in bed that she thinks that it was Timmy's fault, though. The fact that Zeta was in that situation and she was kind of expressing the fact that if Timmy hadn't said the door was open or gave the vibe that he was available to be getting to know, like then she wouldn't have chosen him or wouldn't have gotten her brother to choose him. And I agree with that. And I think that that's kind of what the whole crux of the episode was. But Felipe just thinks that it was just game. So what do you think about that conversation? Because we're going to readdress it again later on in the episode.
I don't think he meant it was just game. I think he meant it's the show. And he's right. That's the show they're
on. So I agree. I understand that point, but I agree with Courtney in the sense that yes, it's the show, but if he didn't want to be open to somebody, they wouldn't have chosen. Why didn't she choose other people?
She says later she was going to choose him.
Well,
regardless. There's that. But and I believe that. Just like I believe if she really wanted Jesse, she would have went for him. But again, this is not a normal dating situation where even if you close the door, because I feel like there's been points where people have been like, well, I'm good in the couple I'm in, Sydney, and then she still got chosen.
True. But I think that in this particular case, I think that I don't know if Bria would have wanted to be kind of pied off. She doesn't seem like the type of person that would go for somebody, kind of like how Danica went for Luca in the beginning, right? Like, would you, like, if you knew that, that's why I was always like, Danica, why'd you choose him? But like, if you knew that they were so strong about somebody else and that if you choose them, that they're most likely not going to leave the other person that you're with or not want to be open to getting to know you. I don't see Bria as being the type of person to come in as a bombshell to like get pied. So, but I understand that it is the game and he wouldn't be able to say no regardless. But I also think that she wouldn't have chosen somebody, her particularly, that she didn't think she had a shot. So I felt my heart was breaking though for Zita when she was like lying in like the bed, like she's like, I'm gonna have to sleep like alone,
Yeah,
and
I
like
mean, to go through all of that and then to have to sleep alone, I'm sure she felt terrible.
she's like outcasted for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like she gets her connection completely gets severed because another girl is into her man, and it's because it's the rules of the show that she has to sleep by herself and
Yeah,
like
that's
listen to
sad.
them cuddle. And so
Yeah,
he says to her, he's like, please hang in there. And she's like, well, what else can I do? And that's true. It's like, what else can I do?
yeah,
Like, there's nothing I can do really.
yeah,
It's just to see what happens, allow you to crack on and see if you have a relationship or if like something more than you had with me. Like, okay, well, what else can I do?
yeah.
So, what do you think about Bria kissing him in bed?
Um, yeah, not shocked. I'm telling you, I, I'm not shocked by anything that she's doing. I
Uh,
think she's so focused on that she thinks that he's it. She's not realizing she's going for the wrong person.
Very wrong. So I just wrote, no, a kiss in bed. Fuck off, Bria. Like, she's so annoying. I just
Yeah.
find her so
I mean,
irritating.
and she kissed him. Like it wasn't that I mean, he accepted the kiss, but she kissed him.
Yeah, I just agreed. So do you agree or disagree with CJ here? Bria seems full of herself. She's giving a little Trina energy. I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know about Trina energy. She might be full of herself, but I don't know about Trina energy. Um, I think, and I'm just gonna, y'all are gonna be mad if you don't like astrological signs. So you're about to be mad. She's a
People in the
Scorpio.
chat like astrological signs. People that comment on the videos don't like
Oh, okay.
astrological signs.
Well, sorry, we're both astrological girls. Chantel more than me, but I'm gonna give you generally what my thought process is because Scorpio is my other side, right? I'm a Taurus. We're very similar as much as we are different. She, when we have our sights set on something, we're gonna go get it. We don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will tell me, you like when you want to do something, you go and get it, and that's like such a great thing because that everybody Scorpios do the same thing when they set their sights on something. That is what they're set on.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Bria, so it's not necessarily that she's full of something, it's that she has a goal that she's out to do. She wants Timmy. And that's why I kind of feel like she was going to go after him no matter what. That was the person
Yeah.
I think she wanted.
We knew that from the get go that she was
From
like,
the get go.
Timmy. Like we knew, no, but nobody else really
Exactly.
has that like charm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he does have like a little bit of some stuff. You know?
Yeah. Trina, on the other hand, she's overtly sexual. She is slightly narcissistic, and she's just not a nice person. I think in a different, seeing as Bria kind of says she's a girl's girl, I think in a different setting she might be a girl's girl, but you can't necessarily be a girl's girl and have somebody be a girl's girl to you when you're after their man. And
Like
so
what kind of thought process is that?
I don't think she realized that that's what was going to have to play out. I understand that she's a little younger than Zeta. She doesn't understand that yet, but she about to find out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get more into her though. She's so frustrating. So Zeta and Serenity the next morning, they're kind of talking, and Zeta doesn't really even want to talk to Timmy, but she knows that she has to. Like, she doesn't want to be that girl. Chaz, sweet boy, is making Serenity bacon and eggs with a smile. That's nice, Chaz. Chaz, like you might as well do stuff like that. Like, I don't know if there's actually any romantic feelings going on there, but I like that he's making some effort to do something.
How is it he's the only person who's ever made breakfast so far in
I'm not
the
sure. I am not sure, but it's cute and I like it. but it does give little brother energy, to be honest. You know, like I remember my younger brother when I was younger, he used to do anything that he could to impress me. So like he would like do whatever I wanted, you know? And so like it's cute though. I'm fine with it, but it reads to me as little brother energy.
Yeah, I mean, she said acts of service is her thing and he pays attention. So I mean, I think he really did score big points in her book.
For
So
sure.
that's for him.
It was great. I thought it was lovely. So Courtney is worried about Felipe maybe not being, you know, kind of playing her a little bit. So because like, he did use the word game, and like I agree with you that he means like that's the show. So I agree with that, and not that he's playing the game as in like he's manipulating
Right.
Zita.
It's like the game of life. Like that's life. Like
yeah, and so I think that probably was a bit of a miscommunication.
Right.
But I'm very impressed by how she actually pulls him over and talks to him, and they had a conversation about it. And I wasn't sure if that would have happened. I thought it might have been like it would fester and then grow up into something bigger. And so I thought it was quite mature of them both for her to pull him over to have the conversation about it. I thought she expressed herself well without seeming needy or like annoying. Like I thought she did a good job, and I thought he accepted it and reassured her well.
Look at Courtney and Felipe entering the chat.
Is that the first time we talked about them as a couple?
Been gone. Like, but why does it take other people's drama to have you? Can we get a little bit of more of y'all? Like, I want to know more of you guys. So
I'm interested now, but now I'm interested in their story, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it could be because it's a Sagittarius Gemini vibe. I'm into that vibe, so it was working for me. So I'm happy though that was resolved. So Timmy talks to Bria. What do they talk about? I don't remember there. I didn't write down.
Oh, I think that was him just saying that, you know, he's gonna pull Zeta for a chat. He's focused on really
getting to know them this week.
And that but he wants to be respectful of Zeta and that kind of stuff.
So then he does pull Zeta for a chat. And he says, I apologize for putting you in that situation. And I was impressed that he said that. And and I'm happy that she also said, well, what situation did you put me in? So he can at least be very clear about what his role was.
He articulated it perfect. And I'm gonna tell you, I saw a lot of I hate Timmy. Timmy sucks. But
I don't know. He didn't really do anything that wrong.
Actually, I'm not upset at Timmy.
I don't think he did anything that wrong. I think it's all fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. I mean, I do wish that I still wish that he had told her that was a little bit too much for him when she said, like, could you see us in the outside world? It was too soon for him. I wish he was clear and upfront with that, because then she might not have been so like hurt by him wanting to explore other things. But that's kind of like everything else. So he's kind of fine, especially within the parameters of the show. And so I'm happy that they kind of resolved it to a certain degree. I started writing something and I didn't finish it. You're giving me something vibes. What is it? You're giving. Well, anyways, no matter what she said, that his words are not lining up with his actions, because he was giving her some compliments, being like, what did he say? Keep confident, or keep being that girl, or he said something. Keep giving whatever energy is probably what I started to write down. And in her ITM, she's like, well, he's using his words and he's always saying these amazing things to me, Gemini, but his actions are not lining up. And that's fair. And I'm happy that she's so quick to recognize that. It's very satisfying. And I love when she's like, well, do you know what? The tables are going to turn and he's not going to like it.
And I warned him. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that?
Absolutely. She's going to be sipping her tea when he's pissed. He's not.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I think, again, if she hadn't been dumped, it might not have come that day. It might have come like a couple days later after they were cracking on. But the fact that she was almost dumped,
it just heightened those feelings for him, for sure. For sure, because like he doesn't even know if he likes Bria at this point. You know what I mean? She's good looking. I don't feel like they have a vibe yet. So
I'm not saying it.
You can't see it or can't stand it?
Oh no, I'm not seeing that
Yeah,
they
I
have.
don't see a vibe between them. Like, I really did feel that Zeta and Timmy had a vibe. Like, they had an energy about them. So, and I don't see that at all. Like, even the cadence in their voices when they have a conversation, like Bria's kind of like up here a little bit, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that energy. And he's all like slow and like, it just, for me, it hasn't matched up yet. Did you think the kitchen rap was cool with Isaiah doing some, I don't know, kind of beat?
I think I'm out of the age range they were going for in that.
I liked it.
I didn't.
I did. I mean, I like people that are clever with words, so
Yeah,
I
I was sitting
liked
there
it.
like,
Rap.
I feel like this is not really flowing, but maybe it's me. I think it was probably just me.
I liked it. I thought it was flowing in a way that I enjoyed. Andy talking to Maddie, say that he still wants to pursue something. Andy needs to get a clue. I mean, she said that she's still kind of open to it, but like the fact that he can dump her to go for Sydney, but Sydney's not interested in him because she wants to still be with Isaiah, and then he's gonna go back to Maddie and she's gonna take him back. I'm like, Maddie.
First of all, this was the segment in the first look that I knew Tyler was gone. A, B, and the fact that Tyler was gone pissed me off even more because we had to suffer through that conversation because that conversation was dumb.
Yeah, like we can still pursue something. Like, didn't she say that like that romantically we're done? Didn't she say that?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jesse and Deb are hanging out. This is something that I clued into, and I wonder if you saw it as well. She's like, I'm not in any rush to be making out with him. If you're not in any rush to make out with somebody,
Bria is not going through the right couple. She needs to be going for that couple. There. They are terrible. Terrible. They need to go. She needs to rip them apart because they are terrible. What do you mean? And then he's like, oh, hoes, girls be hoeing. What?
And he's like, oh, you don't like going fishing? She's like, I like yachts. I was like, I don't know if you're even that girl, Deb, but like, you got like, it was bad. It was a really bad
I don't know if it's the age difference, the cultural difference. I don't know. Because they're both Tauruses. I am not getting it. I don't see it. I don't see anything that they have between them. I don't. People otherwise see it. They keep getting voted as the number one couple on these apps.
I definitely don't see it. But if you don't want to make out with somebody when you first start dating them, that is a problem, I think.
It's a problem.
Like, I'm just thinking of like all the people that I've had like super big crushes on. Like, if I were like to be laying down beside them, of course I'm gonna want to kiss them. Like, there would be nothing more that I would want to do.
But see, that goes back to what I said week 1. Remember, he kept saying, "Oh, she has the best kisses. Oh, I want to go back to her." And she's like, "Oh, I want to miss him. I want to go back to him." And now we have this. Like, y'all were acting like y'all were at some star-crossed levels, Romeo and Juliet. You couldn't keep your hands off each other. Now that that's gone, we're slow and steady right now.
That means you're not interested in each other. She's not interested in him sexually.
And
definitely.
I said that from the beginning.
We both didn't buy it.
Yeah. I never thought that they were interested in each other. I just thought that she was upset that Val took him from her.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't want to go be like at risk of being dumped.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's faking liking it. So Chaz and Serenity have another moment together. All I wrote there was he is sweet. He is sweet. I think it's when she was laying down and like he was just caressing her legs. Her legs were over his lap and like they're just kind of chilling. He's a sweet guy. He's a nice young boy. He's sweet.
I did like that scene. I really did.
It was sweet.
It was sweet. Yeah.
So then Bria decides to get some energy to go and talk with Zeta. And she's like, why is this negative energy directed towards me? It's like, wait, why don't you just take a look at the situation that you're entered in? I know we've already laid it out, but like, she is interested in somebody. She's coming in as a bombshell. She went and got him. like, you have to also expect that the person that was with them at the time might feel a type of way, and you might not be best friends with them, because if you were best friends with somebody, they wouldn't do that to you. So I don't understand what kind of energy she was expecting Zeta to be giving her. And especially when Zeta asked her, it's like, well, would you have picked Timmy if it wasn't for your brother? And she said, yes, I would have. And she's like, okay, well, then my intuition was right. Like, to not trust you or want to be with you, like, be friendly with you. Like, why do I need to be friendly with you when you're going to go and steal somebody that I'm developing feelings towards? Why do we need to be
not
friends?
Even be upfront that that's what your plan is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's all Zeta was asking for, was for Bria to be like, stand like, I'm the bombshell. I'm coming in for your man. Just know that he's my number one, and that's what I'm coming in for.
Absolutely. But she's pretending like, oh, I don't know who I'm going to choose. And then she knew who she was going to choose. And so that's what Zeta was saying. She's like, if you're a girl's girl, like, then as a girl's girl, come up to me like, look, it's the name of the game. Like, I'm sorry, but like, my interest is in Timmy. And like, I would like to explore that. I'm sorry that you're, with them, but like, I'm a girl's girl. I wanted to be upfront with you. And like, that's always the argument with most people. It's like, you could do what you need to do in this game, but it's the level of respect that you have when you do it that gets people upset. And she didn't give her any respect. Zero. And it's fine. You can do whatever you want. You can go and steal the man however you want. You can make it as salacious. You can make it as rude. You can make it as disrespectful. But then don't expect her to be excited by how you handle the situation. But it's just
don't expect bestie vibes after that. The only thing that pisses me off is like, can we not do this black girl against black girl?
And especially colorism styles too. Like, that's also not fair.
It's just not right. I can't do another season of this BS, and I don't want it.
Like, why is the one catch, like, the best guy in the villa right now is in the only black couple on the show? And like, she's gonna come in as a lighter skinned black woman and break up the connection, the day one connection that she has with has with the dark skinned woman.
Yeah.
Like, why can't she just get the fucking story? Why can't she lead this story? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's annoying. I don't want it. That's the only thing about this that I don't want.
Right. I mean, I'm loving that Zeta is who she is. Yeah. Like, she's handling it like a boss. Yeah. But like, kind of like, I don't know if you watched a couple episodes ago of Big Brother, but I think it was it Wednesdays? No matter what, somebody was saying to the other tall, beautiful black woman that's been being bullied in the house, and was saying, like, just because you're strong doesn't mean that we need to break you.
You know what I mean? I did hear him say
doesn't mean that we need to test how strong you are. And like, I think that's what's happening here. Like, just because she's strong, just because she's confident, doesn't mean we need to go and try to tear her down to see how much she can withstand.
And they do it with every black girl every single time.
Always. And
now I feel like what they're doing is they're using other black girls to do it, and it's annoying.
Jessica says, Bria's weird. You came in as a bombshell, so act like one. Stop whining. This is what happens when you're trying to break up a couple. You have to deal with the other person being there. Absolutely. And she's an emotional Scorpio. And Zeta, yes, she was crying, but she's not emotional. She's not going to be emotional about this. She's going to be, her words are going to be on point. Yeah. And she's going to be cold as F because she doesn't need to give you any energy of love or like, why? And the Scorpio loves being able to use her emotions to manipulate people, but it won't work on air signs.
You're not being my friend. Why aren't you being my friend? Because I'm going to be your fucking friend.
Exactly. And as an air sign, I know when you don't feel like giving any energy to somebody, it's very easy to cut them off. It's just like, delete. They always say that we're super aloof, we're super like not necessarily friendly. Mm-hmm. It's easy for us to do that. And it's not easy, I don't think, for Scorpios, which are very emotional, to be able to handle that. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I definitely do not think her and Timmy are going to vibe, because Timmy is not going to like the complaining about Zeta stuff.
He's not gonna like that. He's not gonna like her controlling and manipulating the situation. She's just gonna end up cursing him out in front of the whole villa, which is fine.
That will be fine. But
He's not gonna like it in the way that he liked it when Zeta did it to him. So
because she's gonna be coming from an emotional place, and Zeta's coming from like, she just has like the chat, the lines, she just has the vim, you know. So Bria walks off. You're just a hater. I was like, that.
No. She called her an insecure hater, and Zeta wasn't insecure. She was right. Not to say that Bria's wrong in saying that, yeah, a bombshell comes in and should have the chance to get to know who they want to. Absolutely. But eat it. Like, eat that. That means that you are not going to, like, you are not an OG. You're lucky you're not even a Casa girl. You get even worse than that. Like,
oh my God, Casa girl.
Right. You're a bombshell. Be a bombshell.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be an it girl. Be the it girl.
Yeah, instead of like being worried about like if she's gonna go in and just steal someone's man, like go in and do that then. But don't be like trying to make friends with her after. Like that's not both of those worlds don't work with the way that you went about it.
No.
Cena says, preach, Tamika. Women should be aware of their worth. Absolutely. And yes, you're right, XJ Twist. Life lessons are being learned from Love Island. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I like reality TV in general, because we get to have conversations like this that involve so many more nuanced things than just this dating show. Like, we're seeing colorism. We're seeing like astrological signs. We're seeing producer induced. Like, there's just so many layers of what's at play that we have to have conversations about. So that's why I'm obsessed with reality TV, if you guys weren't aware. Nicole was laughing like Serenity is so traumatic, but I like it. Serenity is dramatic. She's Pisces.
That's what I was saying. Like that whole thing, like the fact that she had a towel on her, she's just laying there. He's just rubbing. I just like, she's just so dramatic.
So when Bria was walking off, she's fucking ass insecure people, and I'm just like, anyway, she's not my vibe. I know you say you like her right now, but for right now, I liked her better before today. I liked her better yesterday when she's just going in and she's like going to go and take her man or whatever. I didn't know she was going to bring this whining energy after. Mm-hmm. Like,
I think her age is showing.
Age and sign.
Yeah.
Because like she got what she wanted, so like what do you need anything else?
Crack on.
Exactly. Do what you came here to do. You wanted the guy, you got the guy. What do you need to have her approval? Why do you need to be friends with her?
I think she really thought their connection wasn't as strong as it was. To be fair.
Realnesss says, oh, no wonder I dislike Bria. I hate Scorpios. I don't hate any sign, but I definitely have better chemistry with some signs over others.
I don't think I hate any sign.
But they're definitely on my least favorite list for sure. On one of my TikToks, I do a ranking of like all of the signs, and it's near the bottom, like least favorite. Serenity. Okay, so yeah, Serenity was doing a lot with that hard cry. LOL. I don't see Tyler thinking twice of her if the roles were reversed. I don't, but I still do wish that like that was like a concluded thing for her. But it's done now. By this point in the episode, I was like, why is she crying? I did forget about Tyler, so like, I think that it should be done.
That's where I was.
She says, am I only one that doesn't see the chemistry between Tim and Ryan? I don't see it. You don't see it, right?
No. The only thing I said yesterday was they live more close proximity.
Oh, yeah. So if they wanted to crack on, they could.
Yeah, but I don't see the chemistry.
No. I was obsessed, though, when Zeta's just like, I want to keep that boss energy. I was like, yes. Like, that boss energy is like people are gonna be salivating over it. Like, there's nothing more that a man likes, or like a man like Timmy anyways, than somebody that's vibing so like that's just so confident in that kind of way. Like, it's so attractive.
He is a New Yorker.
He's obsessed with that.
That's his vibe. That's the women he knows. That's all he knows. We here have balls. When we want something, we're gonna go for it and not give. And I think that's also kind of what he was feeling with Bria in the beginning, where he was like, "Oh, okay, I like her
Yeah, she's
energy
coming for
too."
me. She's giving me some like.
Yeah, he's not gonna like what he's seeing later. But yeah, no, that's the energy that's gonna get him back.
Oh, she gets it. Like
Mm-hmm.
they do have a vibe, and that's why I think she's gonna know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, because she already called it out, right? Like
Yep.
kind of what you said. Like she called it
Yep.
out, saying like the tables are gonna turn, and he's not gonna like it.
He's not
Like
gonna like it. He's
she
not
knows
gonna be
him well enough
happy.
to know that.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy.
Oh, I can't wait. And so Bria's whining to her brother, being like, I feel like Zeta's trying to psych me out.
I love when he was like to Serenity. I think I need to go comfort my sister. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do that. She might need you. She knew that. She knew Zeta ripped her a new one. That was hilarious.
And she didn't even do it in like she didn't raise her voice or nothing. This girl's like crying, like she wasn't nice to me. She didn't say, go ahead and take my man. Like, what do you want? You're so annoying. So Felipe and Courtney, that's when she actually did express herself. I guess I said a little bit earlier. But he does say that he likes her and he wants to spend his time with her. And so that's enough for me right now. That's enough for Courtney right now. I'm fine with this. Hopefully there's more interest in their interesting things that go on in their relationship, but I like them. I like them. I like whatever's happening, whatever with Zeta and her relationship with Tivi. I don't care for his relationship with Bria. The only thing that I care about his relationship with Bria is to see how much they don't vibe. Like that's what I'm on a watch for. Everyone's like, let's see how much this doesn't work, and that's what I'm on to watch.
And it's gonna be a lot.
So then Zeta, our girl, gets a text and she's starting to bring that big Zeta energy out when she answers this text. And she is dancing and she's looking fire. And like she knows that Timmy's like, oh, wait, is she this happy because she has a text because she's got a date because she's single? Like, I know his wheels were turning in there. And she says that there's gonna be some new guys, and I love when she's like, and I added the fucking. I'm like, yes, you did add the fucking, because I noticed it too.
Oh, so that was the one thing I tweeted tonight. I literally tweeted, and it wasn't that part. It was like a part earlier, but it all applies. I love that they could curse now on Peacock.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I feel like that was some of the energy. Like it felt like they kept editing out people's like
personality
because it was and personalities because there was cursing involved in it, and I'm just like, thank God we don't have to get that, especially with a Zeta like on this show, like who's because we know in the UK they are allowed to curse, so it's like I love that we get that.
Totally agree. So it's going to be a girls' night, and there are going to be 2 new guys joining them. And I said this fucking Italian stallion better be obsessed with Zeta. He better be. I loved it. I loved how they ended this episode. I was like, you guys, I'm happy that you are showing this big Zeta Phoenix Rising arc. I'm into that for sure. So let's just get some of these comments. So Jessica says, I agree actually with you, Jessica, here. Though Courtney should trust her gut when it comes to Felipe. He's talked about playing the game multiple times now. How is Courtney supposed to know when Felipe is playing a game and when he isn't?
When I do the other times that he mentioned it.
Maybe it was with when he went on the date with Maddie and Val in the beginning. He might be saying game and he meaning show. Yeah. I do think though that she should be sleeping a little bit with one eye open. You know what I mean? Because I could see him kind of like Will's head being turned in that sense where like him and Kira they kind of actually look aesthetically similar, but they're in this relationship and they're all goo goo gaga over each other. And she really wanted him to make her believe, like make him show her that he was like into her and his head wouldn't be turned, and then Casa Moore came and his head would turn. So I could still see something like happen like that with him. But I'm happy with them still exploring it. Like what is he going to think? There's no temptations right now. So we'll see what happens, but she should, I mean, everybody should be kind of aware or wary. You know, and they could be doing the same thing too. Like she might have somebody that she has interest in. So
yeah, week 2, people, week 2.
So Sydney was giving Andy energy as well. She said she liked Isaiah, but also wanted to get to know Andy. Absolutely, and that's why Andy picked her. So same kind of deals. Timmy told Chaz he wanted to get to know Bree, so he totally opened the door. So Bria couldn't take the truth. Zita was saying that's why she put her shades on and left talking to herself. Thanks, Stacey. It's true. Very true. You're already in on Serenity and Chaz, Sean. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's still platonic vibes for me right now, but I like them both. I'm happy that she has somebody that's being nice to her. So he's doing all that I could want him to do. But I feel like what's going to end up happening, though, is that there's going to be somebody that's going to come in that she might be more interested in him than him, and then she might move away from him, and then may get mixed up and like pied, you know? But we'll see what happens. Daisy, I don't trust Jav is giving me Caleb 2.0. I'm scared.
I don't see that.
He's too young. I don't think he has that. It's like charm, like in that way. Like I don't think, like I feel like he's very young. He still seems like he's in high school. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he has that much game. That breakfast Chad made looks good. It did. It was happy to see him do that for Serenity. Absolutely. I was impressed that he's pretty young and to be able to cook. That's good. Serenity said something like, I'll give him a chance, i.e. she's not that into Chaz. Well, he's 5 years younger than her. I wouldn't be into a 21-year-old if I was 26. I like Chaz, but I can't forget that he said that Maddie was his first choice, but I get friend vibes with him in Serenity. Yeah. Bria calling Zita insecure was so weird. It sounded like she has a superiority complex. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's youth and Scorpio. Okay, Timmy said to keep the confident in us. Yeah, you can't say that to me. That's not right. Like she should be. I can't wait till they have a conversation after she's like maybe going on a couple of dates with people and being like, just keep the confidence in us. Give it back to him. Hi, Danita. Super late to the party, but I want to say hey to my favorite recappers. Another great episode tonight. Yes, Danita, it was a great episode for sure. Thank you for being here. So Timmy said he still had confidence in what he had with Zita. Like, what the fuck?
He does. That guys, he's not lying.
He's not lying. But it just doesn't matter.
He literally does. He literally thinks that he can go do what he's doing and come back to Zita. That's the point that I was trying to make earlier. That's what he thinks. He thinks the same energy that he was getting from her is going to be right there waiting for him while he cracks on with somebody else and figures out that this energy is the energy that he wants. Not realizing that somebody else can come and take away that energy and you will never get it back.
Absolutely. But she'll send that in another direction. And that's the thing, is that if she switches on to somebody else, she might not have the energy for him at all. Like, it just might be done. So was it worth it? We'll see. Timmy? Yeah, it was super weird. She's not insecure. Her resistance is just annoying as Zaf because she wants it her way. Yeah, like she definitely wants it her way. Oh, I know. I mean, I feel kind of bad for Andy, but I would have preferred Tyler there instead, for sure. I like the rap, Ariana. Jessica doesn't like Andy. It's something about him. I just roll my eyes constantly when he talks. Like, what's the point of Maddie saying the bridge was burned when it isn't? Talk a big game, but won't back it up. She shouldn't have taken him back. Just be like, she should have been like, nah.
She's annoying. I think she's playing a big game herself, and that's also a thing.
Realnesss says, Tamika, you are free to like Bria and Timmy. It's a no for me. Both are making me irritated. I mean, I can understand.
I like them together. I'm saying I like them separately.
I don't know if I like Bria because this episode I didn't enjoy her, but we'll see if she can improve on that. if we get to vote someone out soon, what guy or girl would we endorse voting out? What are you feeling right now?
I don't think we get to vote out. We would be voting for, right?
Okay, we'll just say like who would we want dumped if someone were to be dumped, and by boy girl, and then who?
I need Andy to go, but I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be him. I actually I I don't know.
Yeah, Andy and maybe Maddie. I'm not really feeling anything from her right now, but
Yeah.
she
Oh,
hasn't.
girl, definitely Maddie's the one that's for me. Got to go. I know Deb doesn't stand a chance of going, but I can't stand her either. But
I'm not over them. I think I like the fact that he's being nice to her. Um. Oh, whoops! Sorry, I did this one. So Realist is voting out Deb or Jesse because I don't want either in the running for the winner. I mean, that's like a month away, but I agree with you though, Tamika. I would love for Bria to go in and interfere here. That's where she would be welcome. I would be welcoming that interference.
she needs to
Well,
cozy up to Jess, and
Bria doesn't want it with baby Z. Why is she concerned about Zeta's standoffishness with her? You want a guy? You want her guy. I feel Bria thought that she was going to be able to handle Zeta, but Zeta made complete sense. I believe, yeah, I agree. She made complete sense. No, I don't know if she's tense. Bria doesn't get the manager expectations. I mean, I think that she expected something different, absolutely.
and
And
I think that those expectations is the difference between a girl and a woman,
mm-hmm.
and she's still in the girl category. Zeta's a woman.
Hi Katrina. So, I'm sorry for ragging on Scorpios tonight. I love all signs in their own way. They have something to offer. If it makes you feel better, like most of my major houses are in the 8th house. So my Sun, my Mercury, and my Mars are all in the 8th house, which is the house of Scorpio. So I do have a lot of that Pluto Scorpio energy within me. So I still get and understand you guys. But in this particular situation, her Scorpio energy is not vibing with these two Geminis, and it's her style of operation, a Scorpio style of moving in this world, is not working with this trio. And so we just want her to use it would be so much more effective within those two Tauruses because they would be able to be handling the situation with the similar energy. So, not to make you feel bad. We love everybody. I have Scorpio friends. We love everybody. Okay, so this is the last one, and then we'll get out of here. So I'm an air sign Libra. That makes sense why Bria instantly irritated me, and I'm very okay with the silent game with people while it infuriates others. Absolutely. I'm an air sign too. I can say zip, and people get bothered. But I'm not bothered. I'm done with it. So I'm totally with you, Realist. Totally with you. Was there anything else you want to say about this episode before we say goodnight?
No, solid episode. Zeta's still here. Think she's pretty much here to stay after this. She's gonna make sure she's never in jeopardy again, and that's gonna be a problem for Timmy.
Sorry, there's a couple more that I thought that were good too. So Realist says, I think the reason it's a black girl beef because the shows strategically cast a limited amount of men interested in black women. 1,000,000%. And that's also what we're always talking about is the fact that like even on the Love Island UK right now, they had so many black people come in, but they were never really in there at the same time and everybody else wasn't interested in them. At one point we were calling it Segregation Island because we never saw any of the black people. So absolutely. I think we've always been saying that they wish that they cast people that were interested in all types. Like not like I like blondes, I like brunettes. Like, well, when you say brunettes, you're not including black women. Like, and I think that casting thinks that brunettes are black women as well. Very different. So 100%. And that's why I think this is irritating to Mika is because the fact that it's going to be another, black girl versus black girl fight. Like, why can't they both win? And why do all the white women not have to face any adversity in this way for the most part? So,
right.
Or that the black women always have to fight over one guy.
Right.
Like even in UK, we just had it with Amber and India, sort of in a type of way, and then we had it sort of with Afia and India and Akena, and it's like it doesn't need to happen that way. They should be able to find somebody that's they're interested in and interested in them back.
Yep.
And lastly, I don't think you're in the minority, Mary. So Mary says, I may be in the minority, but I want Timmy and Zeta back together. I want Timmy to feel the pain of possibly losing her and then get back together. I fully appreciate her. 100%. I would love to see them back together, but I also definitely think he needs to pay. And if they don't get back together, it serves him right.
I mean, I think that's the majority, but I don't know. I haven't looked at Facebook yet, but that's my opinion.
My TikTok handle for that one is Star Talent Coaching. So at Star Talent Coaching, it's one of them in there. So yeah, for that one, it's on my Realness TikTok. It's Star Talent Coaching. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Tamika. I know it's getting late, but thank you for being here to talk about this episode. What do you have going on for the people to know and understand?
Guys, just follow me on all social media platforms. We're going to see if we can get these watch parties back on in some form or fashion. Unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to figure it out. Otherwise, lots of shows, I think, coming out in the next month. We're headed into August. Hashtag Black Glove Doc is back. Indian Matchmaker is coming back. Welcome back, Seema from Netflix.
There's some see that's the thing. So there's so many people that are like, astrology doesn't mean anything. Like this woman, like that's like how these arranged marriages literally work. And or like have a high probability of working is people are using like astrological matches, and so it just gives, I think, validity to the art.
Yeah. And what's it call it, Ready to Love Miami starts tomorrow night.
Ooh, that might be fun.
Yeah, so lots coming on, guys. We're still in the midst of Summer of Love, so but the UK Love Island is almost finished. Thank
goodness. We're gonna have some time. Except our motto though is, I don't want peace, I want problems. So make sure you subscribe to both of these channels, Reality Realness as well as Entertainment in Color. Like this video and let us know, who do you prefer to see Zeta with? Do you think he should go with Jeff, or do you think Bryce was the other person's name, right? Let me hear your thoughts as to why you think each. I fully think that Bryce, being an older guy, Italian, would be a good match for Zeta if he likes Black women. A lot of Italian men do, so fingers crossed he's one of them. I think that just seeing how he came in, I feel like that would be a good vibe. I think he would make Timmy the most jealous.
Yep.
So that's what I'm into. Thank you so much, everybody here in the chat. You guys are so loyal and have so much great comments to share. Thank you for being here, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Ooh, probably around the same time, because I will be going live with the boys beforehand. All right, so we'll see you guys soon. Bye.